Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Today's Diary podcast. And as usual, I'm one of your hosts for today. My name is Brandon. And in the studio with me, you've got Zena,
Hello.
that's Zizu, and you've got Ayo at the background. We are back again, as always, as we promised, to give you guys great tidings and good news. We bring you great tidings and good news.
Is it
Um,
always good news?
it's not always good news, always good news. But we'll bring you guys news. You get the idea now. You get to the point now. Uh-huh. Well, Zena, how are you doing today?
Um,
How was your day? How was your day? How have you been so far?
my day was alright, but overall, I don't know. Probably the topic of discussion today kind of is. I don't know how to describe my feeling, but it's not
Get the
the
way they
best.
do your body happy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, without much ado, let us just jump in because we want to give you guys everything in a compact mode. We'll start first with, did you know? Let me start because mine is not big, it's just something small. Did you know that guava is the only fruit with the most amount of protein?
Guava
Yep.
and protein.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Guava and protein?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Good to know. And I eat a lot of it. Let me not say I eat a lot of it. I like guava. So,
Okay.
anyways, did you know that when you sneeze too hard, or if you sneeze too hard, you can fracture your rib? And if you try to suppress the sneeze, you can even disrupt your blood vessel. Like you can rupture a blood vessel.
By holding back sneeze.
Yeah, trying to suppress a sneeze.
That one makes sense
That is
because
too intense. Like if you feel the pressure of the sneeze too intense and you try to suppress it, you can actually rupture one of your blood vessels, especially around your eyes and head.
yeah,
And that could cause death.
sometimes when I sneeze, just the strength of the sneeze alone, I feel there's a vein that comes from the back of my neck up to my skull like this. I feel pain in the vein.
Yeah.
I can't explain it fully, but it happens to me. Especially I give that that sneeze that is like you put snuff. Yeah, that type of one.
Yep.
That type of snuff. That's the one. Snuff sneeze. And it gets yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
two problems. If you sneeze too hard, you can fracture your rib. And if you try too hard to suppress a sneeze, you can rupture your blood vessel.
Small sneeze can take one to the grave.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I know.
Small sneeze.
Anyways, on other matters, on the diary today, what we are about to discuss is something that I'm sure when I was looking into this, I really felt like not that we are preaching self-righteousness, but there are things you do and then there are things you do that I'm sure even Satan, the alpha of or the author of all evil, will sit and say, nah, I do not approve.
See, Baba Tuare.
Yeah.
Use a lot.
And this has been one of those things. At least that's how I feel about it. I know most of you must have probably heard of it, some because it's all over the internet. And but
Yep.
if you don't know, at least today you'll get to have an idea of what has been going on in France. So we are talking about this man called Dominique
Pelicot.
Pelicot, and he's 71 years old, and his wife Gisèle Pelicot. They've been married for what, over 50 years,
Yes.
and evidence coming up now that this man has been bringing in strangers, random strangers in tens, over 72 of them.
Dozens and
Yeah,
dozens of different. Those
have
are the
been
ones that I recorded.
have been identified now. So he's been bringing these men into his house, and they will SA his wife that he has sedated and lying unconscious. Well, I mean, that's just a background. We'll play a short clip so you can just get yourself up to speed, and then we'll discuss further.
Just watch the clip so you can understand a bit.
The French woman at the centre of a mass rape trial has told a court of her will and determination to change society. Gisèle Pelicot's husband admitted to drugging and raping his wife, as well as inviting dozens of other men to rape her over a 9-year period. This morning, Pelicot was greeted with applause as she arrived at court in a case which has shocked France. And a warning, Chloe Keady's report from Avignon contains details of those attacks.
The incredible courage of Gisèle Pelicot was about to be tested again. But arriving at court in Avignon, she appeared, as ever, completely composed. As people lined up, just as they have done every day during this trial, because they want to show her their support. It is a trial that has riveted and repulsed not just France, but the world. The story of a husband who repeatedly drugged and raped his wife over the course of a decade and invited strangers into their bedroom to take part as she lay unconscious. Today, Gisèle Pelicot told a packed courtroom that she had loved and trusted her husband for 50 years. The rest of the courtroom fell completely silent as Gisèle Pelicot said she wanted to address her ex-husband directly. She said she didn't want to look at him, but she wanted to know, how could you have betrayed me like this? How could you have brought these strangers into my bedroom? She said, I am a woman who is totally destroyed, and I don't know how I can pick myself up from this. In court, she faces 50 more men on trial accused of rape, which many of them deny. Some choose to hide their faces as they walk in and out, unlike Gisèle Pelicot, who waived her right to anonymity so that this case could be heard by the world.
She felt that she wasn't the one who should be ashamed, and that her aggressors should be ashamed for what they did to her. She's somehow fighting for every woman and in order to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
And people have shown their appreciation, not just on the walls of Avignon, but on marches everywhere, from Provence to Paris. To them, Gisèle Pelicot is both survivor and symbol of what needs to change. A hero who said today she lives in hope that sharing her horror might make others think, I can do that too. Chloe Keady, ITV News, Avignon.
Well, guys, you've seen the clip. I don't know, you guys, you can make your own your own take from it. But as a man, we pride ourselves in the fact that your woman is your all and everything. And when someone touches your wife, you want to rampage the whole world. Then imagine there's another man somewhere that he uses medication to make sure that the wife knocks the wife out, just so that other men can make use of that. Not just that, he records them, takes photos, and then keeps them, has a file of this particular thing that he keeps on his machine, on his computer, for his own personal satisfaction. It is not that he did it maybe for 2 years, 3 years. But that man has been doing it for more than 25, 30 years.
Yep, that's exactly. I mean, at this point, they are saying he's probably been doing it for their entire time together, for the entire 50 years or even before, because they've seen evidence dating back to more than 10 years or about 10 years. But, I mean, probably that's when he decided to start keeping a record, taking photos and videos of these. What if he's been doing it even before then? You get?
Yes.
And it's crazy. It's crazy. That this is one of the, I don't know, worst things I've seen or heard in recent years. A lot has been happening, very, very bad things. But this one, we've been hearing of things happening to people like strangers, SAing people, right? But this one, even before, when all this happened, I think the first words that came out of this ex-wife, because she's filed for divorce now, right? I think the first word that came out of her mouth, like she just feels dirty. She feels like she said she will never recover from this. Like she doesn't know if there is any life for her. She doesn't even know who she is, or if she can ever get to feel like a human. I don't know. It's crazy. The descriptions she's been giving of herself, and you can completely understand. Before this, like when police took the man into custody, and the woman, she went there innocently to support the husband. Like, so when and they told her to sit outside while they, I would say, interrogate the husband. And when they later on called her in, they were kind of, they were trying to figure out how something like this could have gone this long. Like they were even like shocked. Like she must have had some clues. She must be aware.
There must be signs that you get up, see bruises and stuff.
Yeah, they were asking her, how is your marriage? How would you describe your husband? And she would say, oh, he's caring, he's so loving, kind,
amazing, gentle.
Yeah. And how long have you been married? She would say, and how would you describe your marriage? She was like, we are happy. I mean, we have our problems, few financial problems, few this, like the normal couple fight and stuff, but we've dealt with it. We've moved past it for 50 years. We have 3 amazing children, and 6 grandchildren. So we are good.
I have so many questions. The thing is that, firstly, what was going on in this man's head? What exactly was going on there? Because there are images of more than 20,000 pictures and video. 20,000. I don't know how many pictures I've taken so far in my entire life.
It's crazy.
But more than 20,000 pictures.
You've not even heard it all.
That man can launch his own con website, if you get what I mean. His own website fully of images made from his wife's own pictures.
So let's go chronologically, yeah. Firstly, how did he get caught after all this time? Yep. Now, it just doesn't make sense, but it does make sense if you listen to it. So, the police caught him in a supermarket trying to film women's underskirts. Yeah. Now I'm thinking, how did that happen? How did he get his phone? Is it a phone? Is it camera? Like, how?
He had it somewhere. He threw it on the floor, and then he's pretending like it's just kicking stuff. And you imagine yourself. You go to Tesco or Walmart, and in Walmart or Tesco, you're trying to take pictures of a woman wears a gown, and you're trying to take pictures of their between their legs.
What? I don't know. I don't know. See, I've tried to wrap my head around this. It's so hard. Like, you just thinking about it, you get frustrated. You just feel tired in yourself. Like, it's crazy. So that's how the police caught him. And it's not the first time. So the first time the police caught him doing that in a supermarket, they went with him, and his wife is not even aware of this. So how his wife only got to know of the fact that this is not the first time when they went there the second time. So they took him and asked him a few questions, and they, he's first time offender. He's never committed any crime, nothing in the record, nothing, clean sheets. And we're like, okay. He was, I'm old. Maybe it's the dementia. Maybe it's this. I don't know what happened. I've never done a thing like this. And then they let him go. Like, okay, yeah, he's never done. There's no record of anything. No, so not even a police call ever on his name to say something suspicious, right? So they were like, okay, carry on with your life. Let this not repeat itself. And then he went home and then carried on. And then the second time, they were like, okay, now we need to investigate this. So they took him into custody, took his phone, took his computer.
Yes, all his details.
They took everything, hard drives,
flash and everything.
And then they started looking. They started digging. The dirt keeps coming. And this is when they invited the wife over. An innocent woman, poor Giselle
Was
going
with the
there
husband, the idiot.
to support. Yeah, because of course this has never happened. And when she heard this, she was like, there must have been a mistake. Even if, like, you know,
she has never heard of him doing anything before.
Yep.
So she's just going to, there must be a mix-up.
There
Let's go
must be a
and clear this up.
Let's go. I'm
And
going there to support.
Devoted wife going there to support the husband. That you're going to kill someone. Imagine.
Yep. And they went there. That's how everything started coming out. When they told this woman, she was still in denial. And then they showed her the pictures. That's the first time she saw herself in pictures, videos, lying there unconscious, helpless.
Yep. With
and
different men.
Seeing different men, seeing his husband or her husband, the one she thought they were in a loving relationship for 50 years.
Assisting other men.
Yeah, taking pictures. And clips of other men saying, I can't, like whispering, I can't believe she's not waking up. And he said, oh yeah, I've been doing that for years.
How is he sure that his kids are his?
Crazy, right?
I know. It just occurred to me now, like, how is he sure his kids are his?
I'm sure at this point, I don't know which is worse. If no, Brandon, don't even say it. I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah. But yeah, because one of the worst things, like the daughter, right? She said one of the worst things watching the video, she realized that the very first guy the dad brought to sleep with her mom, the dad did not even allow them use protection. And now that they've been identifying all these, I'll call them criminals, all these men, some of them came multiple times, even 6 times, 5, and some of them, now they are running tests to see, because this woman, obviously, now that they are running all these tests, she's had all kinds of complications. But you know, as usual, you go to the hospital. Yeah. Of course, she's married to husband, 50 years. No one even thinks of doing any STD. No, they've not done any.
You don't even go there to think that there are some type of medications
so now,
or tests you should be doing.
After all this they've done, is she's got more than 4 different very dangerous STDs. One of the men they've identified, the ran test, realized that he's HIV positive, and luckily they've checked this lady. As at now, she isn't, but she suffered from so many difficulties.
And one of them also, let me just take off some page from the news. We read that she had memory lapses, hair loss, weight loss, and at one point they were concerned that she might be heading towards the direction of Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Only because the husband was giving her so many medications, including anxiety medications. Medication are meant to help with anxiety. As is it Temesta, which he used as a form of sedative. You can imagine what quantity he would dose her with, and to keep her asleep.
Yeah, and he said he will also mix it sometimes with alcohol just to get it even more active, you know. And
do you really know who is sleeping beside you in bed?
That's I think watching and reading all these just got me really concerned. Like, this can happen to anyone. Like, no one is really safe from something like this. Like, it can happen to anyone. This is a lady, 50 years of marriage, of what she thought was a perfect or beautiful marriage, to find out this. And so the guy, he was very organized, very skillful, very, very, very careful. So he had a list of instructions that you go by. So there is a website. Yeah. The name of this website, they call it, They Will Never Know, or You Never Know.
Without their knowledge.
So this website, he will go there, he will post pictures of his wife in all kinds of fancy lingeries, like, and these are pictures that
Like
he would take
he's
after
dressed her.
sedating the wife, so she's not even aware of these things. So he would take these photos, upload it there. He will even post videos of different men sleeping with his wife, just to make like they say that would be like
The
an
enticing part.
you know. And he will give you like instructions: no perfumes, no cologne,
No smoking.
no smoking. You have to leave, like, you have to park your cars a specific place where you park your car, like a few blocks away. So of course you don't have to drive to the house and wake her up while she's already asleep, or you don't want to risk the neighbors even asking, oh, who was that that visited late at night. And then you leave your phone in the car. Of course your phone doesn't have to ring in the house. And then you walk inside. You have to completely undressed in the kitchen, and you have to wash your hands with warm water or use a steamer. Of course, you don't want your cold hands to wake her up. And then you go in, and he wasn't paying anyone. He wasn't accepting money from anyone. All he asked that he watches, and then he takes pictures and videos. That was his payment. And guess what? He titled that folder with all the wife's picture as abuse.
Yeah. That's
It gets even worse, isn't it?
Different level of thinking.
Yeah, it gets worse. There was another folder. The daughter's name is Caroline.
Is it Caroline?
Caroline.
Darian.
So funny thing is, they are all grown ups, right? They are all, I think, in their 40s. So 3 children, 2 boys, 1 girl. They are all married. They have children. The girl is married, and he has pictures of his daughter in a different folder, titled photos around naked photos around Caroline, or photos around Caroline, something like that.
I don't want to go into that direction.
At this point, he has not confirmed he did anything with the daughter, but can you trust anything from his mouth? So what would you be doing with pictures of your daughter?
Let me say this.
Naked pictures of your daughter in lingerines that is not hers, in panties that's not hers. Like, her daughter has written a book.
Let me say this. If you know me and I know you or not, and this type of thing that this man is doing to his daughter, Baba, not just avoid me, but shift to another country.
Yeah.
Shift.
See,
because even if you go to jail, I one of the people that is capable of following you to that jail.
All the women in his life were not safe, because they've also seen pictures of his daughter-in-law. So his 2 sons' wife, they've also got pictures, naked pictures. But for theirs, they say the pictures do not seem as they were drugged or unconscious. It seems he hid a camera in the bathroom or something. So while they were naked, showering and dressing up, so he's got pictures and videos of these 2 ladies.
The whole bloodline tarnished.
Yeah.
The grandchildren tarnished. They say there is a stain of doubt just going through the chaos everywhere. And mind you, prior to now, he is stating that he had made a request to his wife that they should be swingers.
I will not say request, because the wife said, like, now that all this has come to light, she's just, you start thinking you're blaming yourself if you missed something. Did you miss a clue? Was it so obvious and you just did not know? You were just foolish, you were stupid. Like, she's blaming herself, and she said she can remember now that, like, a joke, he just said something like, oh, would you ever consider swingers? Like, you just act something in a split seconds, and instantly she was like, oh no, I wouldn't, like that. Oh, that's disgusting. I wouldn't dare allow someone touch me, like, and that was it within a split second.
But he is reporting that was what he wanted.
When the other question is, when did he do this? When did he ask? Yeah. You get probably asked years later after, and he's been doing things.
Married for years. I imagine that the pictures they found was from 2011.
Yeah.
So 2011 to let's say 2022.
And I would like to think that he just did not start like his first attempt, and he was like, oh, let me record this and I'll keep this. Before he even tried to get all of this in place, he must have been practicing and doing a lot of things for years that we just don't have record.
You know the details you have to put together to ensure that she's out sleeping and will not wake up within a certain interval. The trial runs.
Yeah, exactly.
The details, the information, the website and things you put up, conversations you have over and over, practices you've done yourself. Because this thing it did not just jump to that level.
Yeah.
He started practicing inside the house, and you do not know. These ones, we don't even know if animals are involved.
At this point,
we can just
now that they've done investigations, they've taken his DNA. They've also say he's now involved in other murder cases for, SAs, and it's funny because most of the people that have been identified, right? All of them now they are coming. There is a website, and this website, right?
There's a whole organization, no?
Yeah,
this whole
website
cohort.
The entire country, France is under attack because now they've been attacked. That they have for decades they've just been so relaxed about people coming up with all these complaints. For instance, this website alone, just from lockdown till now, has had over 20,000 cases, allegations of SAs, racial attacks, and pedophilic activities, and no one has ever bothered to investigate 20,000. 20,000.
I think the system has failed the women terribly.
Yeah.
The system in France has failed the women terribly for years.
And a lot of people are even saying...
Whoever is responsible for looking into that, I think the person needs to be investigated as well. The officials that were supposed to look into that, some of them should be involved in this because it's not just a one-sided thing. If they were as concerned as the other people were or are in this particular issue, this particular thing should not have gone to this level. So it's not just about this man alone. It also involved the people that are behind the scene that their own situation have not come forward. This man is just it's fortunate. It's just that they have caught this man. This man is the person they've caught. Now they catch the thief man. They've caught this man. That's why his case is at the forefront. But the others, because if this thing could maintain to this level, who was funding the whole website to keep it for years?
Yep.
Who's funding it?
All the men. So mind you, the photos they've gone through, they've seen over 200 men that slept with this woman. They've just been able to identify 72.
God.
You get? And they range from 26 to I think 76 years old. So people, and they all include policemen, firefighters, nurses,
soldiers,
doctors, journalists, soldiers, all walks of life. And it's not like they only came to sleep with his wife. He also would sleep with other people, maybe I don't know if it's their wife.
It's a behavior. So I don't know.
It's a whole. I would say it's a whole syndicate. It's how they've been existing to this point, committing all these atrocities is unimaginable.
The sad part is that the excuses they are giving is that his excuse is that he experienced an SA when he was young, and he had some mental health issues while he was young. And
we all have mental health issues. Let them not even go there. Each time. I know when you hear things like this, you're like, no, definitely something must be wrong with him, right? Because it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. How can someone be so devilish, evil, bitter? Under what circumstances do you get to behave like that? The only explanation is I think it's just easier for us to say, he must be sick up there. There must be some mental issues because it's not normal to behave like that.
Background, just for understanding. When we talk of swingers, we're talking of people that the husband and wife are okay to engage other husband and wives or other couples out there. They exchange partners and they enjoy themselves. That's consented enjoyment. Each person is aware that this is what they're going to do. there is a whole community of people that is totally legal and they do their thing. That is a whole separate thing. It's not what this man is doing with these people. This is a whole different type of person. This is a different animal. This is a different animal in a different farm. This is not even a farmland, in a different forest, in the heat and lands. This one should have just been roaming somewhere in the deep Amazonian forest. That tribe that they've not discovered, even does not have this capacity of what this man has done. Yeah. Those tribes in the Amazon that they've not discovered do not even behave like this. Even monkeys in the wild don't behave like this. Wild animals don't behave like this. At what level? Animals do care for their own kids. At what level do you put it as a human being?
And the daughters, Caroline is saying the worst feeling is now with all these revelations, they are just thinking of all the times their mom will be complaining of all the memory lost, the pain, all the difficulties, and they'll be walking from one hospital to the other, and their father will be so supportive, even when they were like, Mom, what's happening? You keep forgetting. The grandchildren will be like, oh, Mom, you can't, Grandma, you can't remember. You'll be like, oh, you know your mom. She just carries the weight of the whole family, and she's so busy. If only she can rest.
I think the daughter termed the father that he's the worst SA predator of the 20th century so far.
Yeah.
And she was quoted to say, I no longer have a sense of identity. I don't know if I'll ever rebuild myself. Both her and her mom emphasized that they regret ever knowing him, and now they can't even regain their sense of stability or safety in any relationship anymore. So this was shared with you. You guys really look at this type of thing. It's not just about this particular situation. If you do have family members and people that you're sensing this type of thing, please, it's not something that you cover up it and keep it somehow before it gets to a stage where we can no longer hold it. That will send shivers down the spine of everybody that hears and comes across it. Please, put this out there. In the UK, there's information on this type of people that touch children.
Yeah,
there are information out there, and they are known. They tell people in the community when they go to any area. So please, know yourself.
Yeah. Let me just add something. Unfortunately, we come from, I'll say, Cameroon in this instance, where we still feel saying a thing like this is a taboo. It's like you're dragging the entire family to the ground. It's so shameful. Yes, it is shameful, but think about the person that has been abused. You get, they try to hide it. And this is exactly what is happening in France. We are just fortunate to be hearing this because Gisèle has vowed, like she would come. Public. Yeah, she wants, because the suggestion was for them to have a private and enclosed a judgment or court session. But she said she has to be the voice for every woman out there suffering from SA and does not even know, and for those that know but cannot even come out because they are afraid of the stigma, or she just wants to be that person.
This is a case that I can solidly stand behind. Not all those ones that were for money grabs. I don't support those type of things. But this one, this is a victim. This is a victim. This is someone you see live victim. It's not someone that would describe something that in 400 centuries ago. No, this is not it. This is not some sort of story narration. This is a victim. This person has restored the hope to anyone that has been RAPED or that has been ACED so far in their whole life. She's offered a voice now to everybody to come forward in France, especially because there are certain things that are just being kept under the rocks. But without keeping you guys very much, please do your own research on this particular thing and follow us and keep following us for the case, because we'll give you guys update on what the outcome is for this particular situation. So guys, please do drop your comments. Create the engagement with us as well.
You can follow the case. I think the sentencing will be in December. For now, a lot of investigation is still going on. A lot of sensitization. A lot is going on.
You see, they're still doing investigations basically.
Identify the other I don't know. They've only identified 72, so they still have 128.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys very much for following through so far. As usual, we are grateful to be with you and have you guys as our community. Until next time, see us on the next episode. Thank you and see you guys too. Bye-bye.